Season comes to an end on November 30th. It was an active year despite no U.S. landfalling hurricanes. Our meteorologist Andy Mead breaks down the storms and what impacts were present. Andy?
As we slowly transition into our winter season, that slowly begins. One season does come to an end, and that is hurricane season that ends on November 30th, which is typically when we come to a full stop with any tropical systems, in which it was quite an active season. Even though we didn't have no landfalling hurricanes into the U.S., this has been the first hurricane season since 2015. Since we had that, we did record now the strongest hurricane on record, which was Hurricane Melissa. We had a 252-mile-per-hour wind gust, definitely some very gusty winds, but we had a total of 5 hurricanes, 4 of them being major hurricanes out of 13 named storms, in which the rest of the storms were just tropical storms. Here's the list, with the strongest storm being Hurricane Melissa of the season, and on record, we had a Category 5 Humberto, Aaron, as well major hurricane at Category 3, Gabriella, with the only non-major hurricane was Hurricane Imelda, and the rest were tropical storms. And you must be wondering, okay, why didn't we get a landfalling hurricane? So we can really say it was the steering currents. This area of high pressure, what we call the Bermuda High, steered a lot of the storms away from the U.S. coastlines, and we can see that quite frankly, but we only had 2 storms that did have some form of impacts. One in particular, Tropical Storm Chantel, it did turn kind of into more of a remnant area of low pressure out into near the Outer Banks of North Carolina. It did bring some heavy flooding, but the one we all remember in particular was Tropical Storm Barry. It had quite a few impacts on the last week of June into the first week of July. It made landfall as a tropical storm, but then we had its remnant area of low pressure turned into something what we call a mesoscale convective system, brought a lot of tropical moisture with it. We had tons of rainfall into near areas of West Texas, around 1 to 3 inches, pushing into near West Central Texas for the 4th of July. We had around 7 to 14 inches of rain. Isolated totals were upwards of 16 inches. So even though we didn't actually have any landfalling hurricanes, we can still see those impacts well outside that hurricane status. So that is a wrap when it comes to the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season, and it is one that will always be remembered. Back to you.